Hello everyone, my name is Alex. Today I'll be playing the amazing digital dating simulator. And let's get right on to the video. My alarm blares as I wake up. I get out of bed and pull on my uniform and brush my teeth. And check my walkie watch. Should be able to make it out of the room in time to join Zubul and Gang on their morning walk. As I finish up brushing my teeth, I hear a knock at my door. Hey Alex, you ready? Coming! I call out, finishing up, grabbing my backpack and opening the door. Zubul is leaning against the doorframe. Well, good to see at least you're still here. Zubul kicks off my doorframe, starting to walk into the cool morning air. I follow after them. I went to Gangel's door first, but she wasn't answering. We almost always go to school together. They're putting on a cool facade, but I can see some worry in Zubul's gaze. So why not just wait up for her? I say, shivering as the late autumn cool sets in. If we wait any longer, we'll be late. And I really don't want to hear what Kane would have to say about that. I shrug but nod as we walk to school. I guess that is his job as the principal though. Zubul rolls their eyes. Yeah, but Kane is just annoying about it. They heave a big sigh. He just finds you no matter where you are and won't stop asking you why you aren't at school or just teleports you there anyways. There's basically zero places to hide from him. Though I found that cool speakeasy under the lounge while I was looking for a place he couldn't find me. Wow, sounds like they really don't want to be here. But Kate made it a lot more trouble than it was worth, so I show up to class just to get him off my back. It's the only way to get him to leave me alone during the free time he lets us have. Well, that's probably not the best attitude to take towards your education, but now it doesn't seem like a good time to bring that sort of thing up. Still, I can't help but think that Zubul was the kind of person my parents warned me about. Probably. I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm hoping they were right. I ignore any perceived red flags as I break into a light jog to keep up with Zubul on the way in. My bad. So that's pretty much my story. They turn to me. How about you, Alex? Weren't you telling me about your piano playing yesterday? Yeah, before I confessed having a crush on Zubul though. Hopefully they forgot that last part though. That's okay. I maybe said too much yesterday. I say, turning away to hide my blushing face. Zubul shrugs. You don't have anything to worry about, but I won't make you talk about anything you aren't comfortable. Suddenly, we hear a faint, high-pitched wailing. In the distance, I spy a familiar figure. Is that Gangel? Is that Gangel? Ah. Zubul turns to me, the same thought in their eyes as they race forward. Gangel, what's going on? I sprint to match Zubul's pace. The scene that greets us is Gangel in her tragedy mask. Jack stands in front of her, wearing a sadistic smirk as he dangles her comedy mask just out of reach. Jax, give it back! She wails. Come on, Gangel, I just got your mask before you broke it. Don't I get a thanks? I don't know how to voice act him, I'm not gonna lie. He leans forward, his venomous smirk widening on his smug face. There are ants crawling up me, what the hell? Jax, please just give it back. She leaps into the air, the tips of her ribbons brushing against the comedy mask before Jax holds it even higher. He chuckles as she stumbles. Okay. Wow, you almost got it that time. Zubul walks right up to Jax, arms folded. Jax, give him back. Jax turns, giving them an annoyed glance. Why should I? Stop being an asshole. Jax scowls at Zubul. Me and Gangel are just playing a game, Zubul. Go inside and stop ruining the fun. Gangel doesn't look like she's having fun. Gangel nods her assent to Zubul's observation. Jax rolls his eyes. You want the mask back, Gangel? Gangel nods sadly. Jax extends the mask to her, but just as she reaches for it, he whips his arm around and hurls it into the air like a frisbee. He's such a fucking asshole, bro. Oh my days. Somebody touched it. What? I didn't say anything. Whoops, hand slip. He says in a bored monotone. Jax! They shout, furious. Look at the time. I gotta get to class. Don't wanna be late. He looks at Zubul. Don't want Kate on my case about not showing up. You know how that is. He grins sardonically at Zubul before he walks inside, leaving the three of us at the entrance. Gangon chokes out a sob. He's such a goose. Only real ones know. Only real ones know. Grandma's such a goose. Ugh, love that movie. So sorry, Zubul. Gangon interrupts him. I wanted to be early to school today so I could work on the art for the culture festival. But I ran into Jax. I almost tripped, and then he took my comedy mask, and she blubbers, beginning to lose control of herself. Zubul puts up a comforting claw on her shoulder. None of what happened is your fault, Gangle. I'll go find your comedy mask. Go to your class so you don't get marked late. Gangle pauses a moment, hesitant to accept Zubul's generosity, before relenting with a grateful nod, pulling herself together just enough to head to class. Zubul turns to me. You should get to class too, Alex. We're both almost late as is. No way I'm letting you look for Gangle's mask alone. For a moment, a look of surprise pieces Zubul's usual facade. But as for the shortest of expressions, I'm pretty sure if I blinked at the wrong time, I wouldn't have even been able to prove their expression changed at all. Suit yourself. Kane isn't gonna go easy on you though. I nod, playing things cool as we walk into the general direction that Jax tossed Gangle's mask. I scan my surroundings, see if the mask is laying on the ground or perhaps caught in the branches of a tree. Her masks are pretty fragile. I just hope it's still in one piece. Me too. Zubul expression concerns and anger, clenching their claw hand. I could wring Jack's neck for the way he treats Gangle. I am in their polycule, guys, trust me. Well, at least you stand up to him. I mean, someone has to. They try to brush me off, but I don't relent. No, seriously, I mean, it's really cool of you to stand up for Gangle like that. She's lucky to have a friend like you. Sorry, my bad, guys. Zubul blushes a bit. You think so? Totally. Anybody who has a friend like you to stand up for them is really lucky. I give them a smile. Zubul's blush intensifies as they turn away. Well, it's just I stand up to him because nobody else will. Which is what makes it so impressive, Zubul. Alex, I'm really not all that. You are all that, though. Sorry, guys. I let out my freakiness. I'm sorry. Before they can continue, I notice the light glinting of something in the distance. Hey, wait, is that? Zubul turns, relieved at the momentary distraction. Gangle's comedy mask. As we near the area where the light is glinting off the mask, we see where it landed. The mask is floating in the school swimming pool, which just so happens to be locked this morning and is surrounded by a wire fence. The school has an outdoor pool. Zubul shrugs. Yeah, it's for the swim team practice in the summers. I didn't even know we had a swim team. I didn't know there were like anybody here, honestly. Zubul already began to scale the fence, making their way to the other side before I can even start climbing. They bend over at the pool's edge, eyes following Gangle's comedy mask as it floats lazily across the surface of the pool. Too far out to reach. Too far out of reach. My bad, guys. My bad. As I make my way over the fence, Zubul looks around for something to catch the mask with. There's gotta be a net or something around. No need, I'll get it. I say before I can think of what it would mean to follow through that. No way, Alex, the water has to be freezing. Before Zubul can talk me out of it, I'm stripping down to my underwear. Zubul averts her gaze. Hey, Alex, nobody wants to see that. Put your uniform back on. I'll be quick. I give a nervous smile. The words are as much to steal my own resolve as they are to reassure Zubul. It's now or never. I take a deep breath and dive headfirst into the frigid water. And it is sure as heck is what? And it sure as heck is frigid. I bite back a curse as the sheer cold assaults my body from every angle. The cold hits all my limbs at once. When I surface, I have to bite back a swear. It is a little chilly. I manage through chattering teeth. Zoe gives me an incredulous look, barely able to look at my barely clothed form. I told you not to. I swim forward as fast as I can. I'm not a great swimmer though, so it's more of a desperate flail as I wake my way towards Gangel's comedy mask. The cold porcelain of the mask brushes my fingertips, and with a few more strokes, I manage to grab it. Gotcha. I cry out, triumph as I make a beeline for the pool's edge. Zubul lends me a hand, still averting their gaze as they help me out of the pool. I'm like, you're crazy, you know that, right? However cold the water is, the autumn wind is even colder. Zubul blushes as they occasionally glance at me standing there in my soaked wet underwear. I'm gonna crash out. I'll get you a towel, okay, Alex? Fuck. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I said nothing. I chatter. Zubul disappears for a moment in the nearby shed before bringing out an armful of towels. They drape one across my shoulders as I wrap other towels about my head and body. Why did you do that? They laugh, incredulous. So we're just saying words now, huh? I try to be quick about drying myself off. You think if I get dry quick enough we can... Zubul shakes her head, cutting me off. We're already late to class. Take your time. I sigh. Sorry, Zubul. I know you said Kane annoys you when you don't show up. They shrug. I don't really care about that right now. They look at me, judging by Zubul's eyes. I think they might actually be grinning. I actually kind of had fun. I smile back, drying myself off before changing back into my uniform. I'm gonna fucking puke. Holy shit, I just came back from Sangyup, bro. That shit? Oh my days. I'm gonna kill myself. By the time we make our way back into the school building, the lunch bell is ringing. Guess we missed first period. My parents would be so ashamed of me if they could see me right now. They would be. Zubul, however, seems unbothered, giving a bored shrug at the news. Oh well. As we walk back to homeroom, we see Gangel heading out. I produce Gangel's comedy mask, handing it over to her. Hey Gangel, here you go. Sorry about Jax this morning. She looks up at me with a gentle smile, her ribbons pressed together in a gesture of gratitude. Wow, thank you guys. She takes the mask, affixing it to her face before giving us a big smile. Was it hard to find? Zubul and I exchange a glance. Zubul lets out an awkward chuckle. Just be careful with it, okay? Gangel's already turning to walk to the art room. Now that everything is fixed, let's start working on the art for the culture festival. Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm glad she bounced back so quickly. Zubul and I follow her. We're just getting set up to start working on our art as Ragatha pokes her head into the art room. Hey guys, how do I voice that? Hey guys! Whew, okay. She gives us a friendly wave and a smile before turning to Zubul. Zubul, can I talk to you? She asks, nervous at the perceived impulsion of her own request. Zubul shrugs neutrally. What's up? Zubul gets up, but from where they are and Ragatha are standing, I can still hear everything. So Kane dropped a lot of things on my plate at the last minute. Apparently he wants a live music performance at the culture fair. Zubul rolls her eyes, sighing. Of course he does. You told him we were busy with working on the art, right? Well, I tried, but you know how Kane can be sometimes. Hmm. She gives Zubul a hopeful look, but Zubul still seems pretty annoyed. Okay, good luck with that, I guess. Zubul turns to walk away, but Ragatha wasn't finished. I was hoping you could help me, maybe? Zubul turns, giving Ragatha an irritated look. You could, She makes a gesture with her hands. Absolutely not. Irritation beginning to blossom into genuine contentment as Ragatha insists on a compromise. Come on, Zubul, please. I have had enough of pretending I can't hear this conversation. Hey, Zubul, what's Ragatha talking about? Zubul's eyes narrow for a moment, glaring at Ragatha before turning to me. Well, she wants me to. They pause a moment, heaving an annoyed sigh. She wants me to play the drums for the school festival. You play drums? Before Zubul can respond, Ragatha interjects. Yeah, Zubul's really good. Ragatha offers Zubul a sweet smile. And I'm not playing them. Zubul turns to Ragatha. Besides, Ragatha can take care of it herself. She plays violin or something like that. A cello, actually, Ragatha says, kicking at the ground and clearly a bit disappointed. Well, we can work with something here, I can play the piano and Gangle. I turn to Gangle, who is watching us a single eyebrow cocked. Gangle plays something too, right? No, Gangle doesn't play anything. Gangle says, withdrawing into herself. I shrug. Well, we can still do something with piano, drums, and cello, right? Ragatha nods with unrestrained enthusiasm, turning to face Zubul. We can totally do something with that. Great idea, Alex. Zubul still seems a bit skeptical. But Gangle, it isn't fair for us to just abandon her to take care of art alone, right? Well, I can always do art at the practice. She offers a timid smile to Ragatha. I'll just bring my supplies. Zubul's eyes go wide, realizing they are now at risk of being pulled into this live music endeavor. Well, I mean, surely we can't. Thank you for understanding, Gangle. This is going to be so much fun. Ragatha talks over Zubul, swooning at the thought of performing live music as a trio. Ragatha wastes no time, taking Zubul and I by our wrists, and as she heads to a room decorated with various clefs and notes, stylized like sheet music. Gangle follows with a timid smile and lugging a cart of art supplies. When Ragatha opens the door, I can see a piano set up against the wall. In the corner, a sparkly red drum set sits. Zubul's eyes widen a moment. I'm honestly surprised they have a drum set in the first place. Ragatha nods, excited before whispering to me. Yeah, I had to ask Kane for that. I had to ask Kane for that. I make my way, running my fingers across the keys. It has been a while since I played. Zubul sits down at the drum set, hesitant. Google. Gangle finds an empty desk, setting her papers down and starting on her art. I press a few keys and practice a few chords, and Zubul prods the cymbals on her kit with a drumstick. So, are we thinking of doing an original song? I know I've been thinking of. Zubul lifts the drumstick up, striking their cymbal so hard that Ragatha leaps in surprise. Oh, good to see you're interested now, Zubul. So I was thinking of. Zubul launches into a heavy drum beat, steadily pounding the bass drum as they strike the cymbal. I was thinking of. She tries to shout over the drums, but gives up. But to be honest, I really like the beat that Zubul is laying down. I start trying to play a few chords to accompany it. Ragatha gives us a hesitant look before shrugging, pulling her bow across her cello to improvise a melody to match the chords I'm playing. We're all putting energy into the performance, but Ragatha's melody doesn't match my chord progression very well. And sometimes Zubul launches into an improvised solo. We finish and I turn to Gangle. So, how was that? I say, trying to inject some confidence in my voice. Fuck! Gangle offers an apologetic smile. That was, She pauses a moment, then finds the word she was looking for with a wide smile. What? With a wide smile. That was a really good warm up. We all exchange a look. Ragatha looks a lot more optimistic than myself or Zubul. Hey, not a bad warm up. That's pretty good. Maybe we can base something off what we just did then? Before Zubul and I can provide our own feedback, Ragatha begins to play a classical style melody on her cello. I look at Zubul, who shrugs before picking up their drumsticks, improvising a beat to match the tempo of Ragatha's playing. I wait a bit, getting a feel for the melody and the beat Zubul is playing, before I try to create a melody to bridge the two. But it's rough going, especially because Zubul is playing on their drums very loud, with no regards for how they're drowning out our instruments. Ragatha has to shout to make her voice heard. Hey Zubul, can you maybe play a little softer? Zubul gives Ragatha an annoyed glare. Can you just play your cello louder? You're sort of drowning our instruments out. Zubul stops playing, throwing their hands up in resignation. You begged me to be here, and now it's a problem that I'm playing? I don't have to be here. I can go back to the art room and you can play cello with Alex or something. Ragatha sighs as she stops playing her cello. You know that isn't what I mean, Zubul. I just want us to... She gives a meaningful look. Work together, right Alex? Zubul heaves an annoyed sigh of their own. I don't know what you want me to do. The drums are a loud instrument, Ragatha. It's just a bit, intense. How about Alex and me start and you join in? I have a bad feeling about this. But I go along with Ragatha's request, waiting for her melody again before matching it with a good chord progression. The song isn't the best thing I've ever heard, but it sounds like a classical style orchestral piece. Once I'm comfortable with the chord progression, I cast over a look at Zubul, who looks irritated and bored behind their kit. So what do you think of this? Ragatha offers, trying to be helpful but oblivious to Zubul's simmering behind the drums. Zubul shrugs. Sounds great. Seems like you got this. Can me and Gang go back to the art room? Zubul stands up, walking to the door. Gango pauses a moment. Come on, Gango. Gango makes her way over, avoiding eye contact. Wait, Zubul. Okay. Zubul slams the door behind themselves as they and Gango leave the room. Ragatha shakes her head. What do we do now, Alex? I'll talk to Zubul, I say, walking out the door, catching them, and Zubul tries to hurry Gango back to the art room. Wait, Zubul. Zubul turns to face me. Alex, you have a lot of art to do. Besides, don't you need to get to work on your duet with Ragatha? I throw up my hands. Zubul, I don't want to do this without you. Zubul looks away with a huff, crossing their arms, but pauses. Gango, can you take the rest of the art supplies back to the art room? Gango gives Zubul a nod, leaving to collect the rest of the supplies as Zubul approaches me. Look, Alex, I know what you're trying to do, but I really don't care. I only started playing because you and Ragatha were annoying me about the drums. But Zubul, I'm not upset. I'm used to this. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I'm used to not fitting in, okay? Being too... Zubul struggles to find the words they're looking for, clearly frustrated. Too different? Too much? Just wrong. They clutch their arms, giving me a sigh. Zubul looks miserable right now. Look, I know I'm being a jerk right now, but just watching you and Ragatha, match each other's energy and just play together perfectly. I just felt like I didn't have a place to fit in there. They look away! Fuck! A red ant bit me. Fuck. Oh, shit. Chiba. That shit hurt. I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. I put a reassuring hand on Zubul's shoulder. Hey, look, it's cool. I didn't mean to make you feel left out. I'm sorry. I can just tell Ragatha that she's gonna have to play her shallow solo if you don't want to do this. Zubul gives me an uncertain glance. But you seem to really enjoy playing piano. Yeah, but I also agreed to help you and Gango first. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking puke. I give them a smile. Rugged is nice to talk to sometimes, but I really want to hang out with you. Zubul blushes, looking away. And I really like your drums. Thanks. I mean, whatever. They seem a little flustered. Anyways, it's getting kind of late. After we put away the art supplies, do you want to walk home with me and Gangle? To walk home with Gangle and me? Sorry, my bad. I nod. Yeah, that sounds good. Zubul nods. After a few minutes, the two finish up, and we head back together. Our conversation drifts to the upcoming culture festival as the three of us walk back. I wonder what type of food Principal Kane will get. Oh, that's me. We'll get for the festival. Do you think there will be a food trucks? Maybe there will be a ramen stand, the kind with cute paper lanterns and shades. She says, eyes sparkling with excitement. Just like in Uzumaki Ninja. Is this Naruto? I don't watch Naruto, so I can't tell if this is Naruto. I think it is though. He strikes an action pose. I believe in it. Okay, yeah, it is a Naruto. I may not watch Naruto, but I know, but I know that's his catchphrase or something. Zubul and I look at her and can't help but laugh. It must be a reference to one of her animes. With a smile, Gangle walks ahead of us a bit. What do you think will be there, Zubul? Zubul shrugs. No. Kane is weird. Hard to tell what he's going to want to do. I nod. Well, what if you could pick? Zubul looks at me, surprised. What, like the food? They pause for a moment to think. I don't know, maybe like kebabs? Gangle and I nod. Good pick. I nod. Yeah, respectable choice. As the dorms finally come into view, Gangle darts ahead, leaving us behind. Oh, sorry guys. She calls back after herself. I need to catch the most recent episode of Refriend. End of Journey? Is this Fairin? I think it's Fairin. She waves without turning around. Zubul and I make our way up. Zubul and I make our way to the steps. Our rooms are next to each other. Did I close it? Our rooms are right next to each other, but Zubul still walks me to my door. So, this is V. Zubul looks away. Yeah, I guess it is. There's an awkward pause. Zubul shuffles their feet in a moment before looking up at me. So, Alex. Yes? I exclaim before Zubul finishes. Their eyes widen in surprise a moment before they let out a chuckle. Aren't you going to wait for me to finish my question? Yeah, sorry. I say, blushing. Alex, you want to hang out in my room today? Yes! I exclaim just as loud as the first time. No, the second was definitely louder. Zubul rolls her eyes, laughing. Come on then, you dork. I follow Zubul to their room, excited to spend more time with them. But I feel a lot more confident hanging out with Zubul today. I felt like I feel like we're developing a genuine bond. As we step in, I'm greeted by the buzzing glow of neon lights. Mirrors line the walls by the bed. Zubul pops open their closet before tossing their bag inside. I notice a box with some lettering on it poking out of Zubul's closet. What's in the box? Zubul looks down, looking a little surprised before pulling the box out. Oh, these are my spare parts. Okay, shit. These are my spare parts. They say, like that's an ordinary thing they just have laying around. Spare parts? Yeah, basically my limbs and stuff are kind of... They pause a moment to think. I can swap them around. Can I see? I say before I can stop myself. I mean, if you want to, or if you're okay with that. I offer apologetically. Zubul looks down, thinking a moment before blushing. Yeah, sure, if you want to. As Zubul finishes pulling the box out of the closet, I can see the lettering on the side spells out the word Zubul's. Go crazy, I guess. I get on my knees and start digging in the box, sorting through seemingly endless assortment of color extremities. Zubul sits down, watching me. I reach in and pull out a plastic yellow arrow, holding it up inquisitively. That can go on my head, actually. They say, taking the arrow from my hand. Without a word, Zool pulls their little lightning bolt out of their head. They affix the arrow in its place. Like this. Whoa. I'm always struck for a moment, then I ask, can you do that with all of your body parts? Mostly it takes a little tugging for some of my parts though. Check out this piece, I say, pulling out a piece shaped like a bat wing. This one is so cool. You think? They say, looking at me before plucking the wing off their back, putting the bat wing in its place. As I keep looking, I find an oversized spotted green arm. This one is wild. Frog arm. Too big for me to use often. I put it back in the box and keep looking. I wonder if Zubul has tried on every piece in this box. Wow, lots of striped ones here. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with that. Guess Kane thinks I'd look cooler if I was a zebra or something. Do you guys say zebra or zebra? I need to know. Can you guys tell me which one you guys say more? Thank you. They snort. I laugh along with them. I find a large tentacle-shaped appendage. Okay, sure. Any fun stories with this one? Zubul blushes. I don't know anything about that one. Sure, buddy, sure. They turn away. Maybe Kane wanted to do an underwater adventure. I wore it out once, but Gangle was sort of weird about it. I mean, it's Gangle though. She's always weird about it. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but I just shrug and put it back. Clearly, this one isn't the one that Zubul likes much. I find a large four-pointed star-like shape and hold it up, puzzling over it. This looks way too big for a head accessory. Oh yeah, that one's a chest piece. Chest piece? Yeah, I don't usually use those ones because the uniforms Kane gave us doesn't really fit well on them, but before I can protest, Zubul begins to unbutton their uniform. I can't help but blush. I knew Zubul and I were getting close, but this, yeah. There we get freaky with you. Still, I peer between my fingers. Zubul rolls her eyes. Is that a bat? Underneath their uniform is a featureless spotted body, vaguely bean-shaped that they pull out of their uniform and replace with a star. Like this. They sigh. You can look, Alex. It's not like I'm showing you the goods or something. Are you that one guy, Walter White? I still can't help but blush. I've never watched Breaking Bad. This is the furthest I've ever gotten with someone else. Okay. Zubul removes the chest piece and buttons their shirt up again. Wow, that is so cool. It's really neat you have so many parts you can swap between. I wish I could just swap my arm for a chainsaw arm. Chainsaw man mention? I say, making a whooshing noise as I make chopping motion with my arm. Whoosh, 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 shoo, shoo, shoo. I don't know how to make noises. Zubul rolls their eyes. Well, I'm glad you think it's cool. They say, sounding a little annoyed as they swap back to their normal body and start putting the spare parts away. Oh, I pause. Did I say something? Yeah, did I say something? It's just they stop themselves. Never mind. It feels like all the energy went out of the room. Hey, Zubul. I turn to face him. I'm sorry. Zubul looks at me flustered. What are you even sorry for? Why are you saying that? I don't know. I admit. But I feel like I said something wrong and I really didn't mean to upset you. Zubul blushes a bit. Can I tell you something? I nod. It's stupid. And I haven't told anyone this before. They pause. Except Kane, but he doesn't listen to me, so he doesn't count. But they hesitate before looking into my eyes. I hate this body. What? I hate how silly I look and how it just comes apart and goes back together. They begin pointing to parts of themselves. I hate this dumb oversized eye and the weird bendy limbs and how there's so many parts in the box, but their eyes cloud, their voice so uncertain. None of it feels right. I'm in utter shock. Zubul, you remember how I told you I used to skip class? I nod. I just couldn't get myself out of my room. I would just stare in the mirror for hours, swamping parts out, hoping something would. They curl in on themselves, wrapping their arms around their knees. I immediately regret asking them to try on all their pieces. This is clearly something that upsets them a lot. I'm so sorry, Zubul. I had no idea. I glanced at the box of Zubul's parts. A spare eye seems to stare back at me with accusation. I've never felt so low. I can't believe I asked you to. Zubul shakes her head, putting a hand on my shoulder. Trust me, Alex, you didn't ask me to do anything. I haven't done a dozen times. Or anything I wasn't comfortable doing in front of you. Honestly, that was the first time someone told me they thought my parts were cool. I smile at them, helping them push the box back in the closet. Want to do something else? I nod. What did you have in mind? How about the henna tattoo? Didn't you see the ink took some advance notice to prepare? Zubul nods, producing the ink from a desk drawer. I did, but I prepped it ahead of time in case you ever wanted to come over and hang out. They looked me up and down. So where do you want the tattoo? I pause a moment. How about like the back of my shoulder? Zubul shrugs. Sounds good to me. Do you have any cool designs you know how to do? Zubul nods, showing me an array of stencils they use for the henna dye. Any of these speak to you? Oh. This one. Zubul goes over to a boombox on the floor after I pick up a stencil, putting on some relaxing music as they get their supplies ready. Even though I had to strip down after getting soaked this morning, I'm still a little shy as I take off my top for Zubul. Zubul sets the stencil against the back of my shoulder before dipping their brush in the ink and applying it. I let out an involuntary shiver. This is so cold. Come on, Alex. If you're gonna move, you're gonna mess up the tattoo. So sorry. After I get used to the coldness on the base, it actually feels kinda good. Zubul is quiet, completely focused on the tattoo as they work behind me. I'm grateful for the relaxing music that fills the silence, but try to come up with something to talk about Zubul with anyways. So he used to be a bartender and also used to be a tattoo artist. What other kinds of jobs have you done? Well, I technically worked at Spudsy's for a day, but I don't really count that. They pause. I wanted to go back to school, but life had other plans. There's a moment of silence before I can think of another question. Well, do you have any other hobbies? When did you pick up drums? I was a kid when I started playing drums. I say, going quiet for a moment, as I focus on a specific part of the stencil before continuing. Aside from that, I guess I used to check out abandoned buildings, but mostly it was just drums. The more I learn about sumo, the more I feel impressed by them. It's like every new thing I learn makes sumo exponentially cooler, even if they don't see themselves that way. You were really good on drums earlier. Did you play for a band? Yeah, we never really made it out of my parents' garage, but we did a lot of punk and hardcore style stuff. I really liked it. If you come back tomorrow, I bet we could get something really amazing for the festival on Friday. They paused again. When they reply, it's a bit quieter than before. Maybe. They say. So what about you? What do you do for fun, Alex? I think a moment. Well, I do play piano a bit, and sometimes I watch anime. I trail off. But that's it. And there doesn't seem to be all that much to do on school grounds. So I guess I don't really do much with my free time these days. Yeah, tell me about it. Sometimes I get so bored I feel like I'm going crazy. I nod. Totally. If I didn't have you and Gail to talk to, I feel like I would have gone crazy already. Honestly, I'm more surprised you don't hang out. You don't all hang out together more often. I feel so lonely when I'm alone in my room. But when I have someone else to hang out with, the school doesn't seem so bad. There's a quiet moment before Zubul finishes up the tattoo. All right, and done. You'll need to set it up. You'll need to let it set for a bit. The longer you leave it alone, the darker it'll come out, and the longer it'll last. You can just rinse it off when it's dark enough for you. I nod. I wish I could see it now. I bet it looks epic. Zubul rustles around the room for a moment before holding a mirror behind me, angling it so I can see the tattoo. Here, look. Whoa, that's amazing, Zubul. I'll be super careful so it doesn't smudge. I wish I could see it. I'm starting to regret that henna tattoo is that the henna is temporary. I'd love to have some of your art on me permanently. Zubul looks away. In the mirror, I can see them blushing behind me. Well, that's really nice of you to say. We both sit there, neither of us sure how to break this awkward silence that has settled between us when an unexpected third party does it for us. Oh my god, it's Kane. Well, what is going on in here? He pops into existence just over my left shoulder. Zubul and I almost jump out of our skin. Kane, what the hell are you doing in here? The real question is, what is a shirtless Alex doing in your room past curfew? He says, leaning towards Zubul as he pokes his cane in their face. You of all people know we have to adhere to a strict PG rating, so I can't let either of you hormonal students go any further. Zubul and I exchange a look, blushing furiously. Okay. Shane? Kane, shut up. We weren't doing anything. Yeah, Kane, it's not like that. We were just... Zubul and I stumble over each other's words as we try to clarify that nothing dirty was happening. Sorry, can't risk anything. The FCC will have my hat if I let this go any further. He adjusts the top hat he's wearing. And nobody takes my hat. Au revoir, Alex! He grins, snapping his fingers. I'm instantaneously transported to my own room. I check the mirror. Whatever Kane did, thankfully didn't smudge the tattoo Zubul gave me. Once I'm sure I'm in one piece, I shoot Zubul a text on my watch. Is Kane still there? There's a few minutes before Zubul responds. Finally got him out. Sorry about him. Not your fault. And at least the tattoo still looks cool as fuck. I'm glad to hear that. Try not to smudge it for the next few hours. Wanna walk to school together tomorrow? Yes. See you tomorrow? See you then. This afternoon was a lot of fun. Spending time with Zubul was really exciting. As I drift off to sleep, I start to wonder if my feelings for Zubul are running deeper than I originally thought. Day 3 finished, baby! Okay, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Have a great day.